This was the Super Bowl where Jimmy Garoppolo went 3 for 11 in the fourth quarter, which in some circles raised questions about his future in San Francisco. His teammate, fullback Kyle Juszczyk, who had a huge Super Bowl, is not here for any of that. Here's what Juszczyk told NFL Network, quote, "You look at Jimmy, for people that are stats guys, 4,000 yards passing, better than a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, 70% completion. You just look at that, that's a phenomenal quarterback. Anybody's going to sign up for that early in the season. But for whatever reason, Jimmy just seems to get this extra criticism, this extra heat. But I think at one point in the game, he's like 19 for 22, 180 yards and a touchdown." Essentially, he's suggesting that Jimmy G is getting too much blame for what happened in the Super Bowl and doesn't get enough credit for their success. Is he right?
No. I mean, the reality is Juszczyk's being a great teammate, and he's being truthful here and honest. But the reality is that Jimmy G had 3 opportunities late in that Super Bowl game to win the football game, and he didn't make any of the 3 plays. It's the second down throw that is batted down. Obviously, he has the early interception of the game, and Juszczyk tucked on it like the rest of this football game, he played really well. But he has the batted ball on second down, which, again, is not a ton of his fault. Third down, he has George Kittle wide open, and then this shot to Emmanuel Sanders basically wins the football game for the San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy Garoppolo, I said this after the game, played really good until he needed to play really good, and he didn't. And I don't think we can sit here and say, well, we asked our quarterback 3 different times to make a play. 2 of those were 5-yard throws, and he didn't make them. Jimmy G, those plays will haunt him until he gets the opportunity to get back there again, if he does.
Yeah, the issue is he's not a known commodity. We know very little about him. He's only had about 20-plus starts in his career, but he got paid like he had earned it. So people put unjust expectations on him because we expect him to be Mahomes. We expect him to be Breeze. And he didn't show up when it's the most pivotal time, when it's winning time. That's where you get judged from. When you make that type of money, you have to show up when the lights are the brightest, and he failed to.
I was wrong. I thought he would. Yeah, I was wrong on that.
What do you think?
I honestly think he played well. You know, he came in and did exactly what he's supposed to do all season long, and coming in the fourth quarter, I think, you know, he's a couple of throws he wants back, but, you know, that's a lot of quarterbacks that wants a lot of throwbacks. But, you know, I think he came in and he played well to his ability.
You know what's interesting to me is both can be right. I mean, I think what you're saying is exactly right. The expectations on him are such because of the contract. Yep. He started those 5 games in San Francisco, and they paid him in a way that the Cowboys won't do with Dak Prescott after all these years.
But he's proved to be worthy of that contract, though. I mean, he has them 6 minutes from winning the Super Bowl. And again, if he hits one of those 3 throws, we're having a very different conversation. And the truth is, he's a really good quarterback that did not play well at the biggest moment.
But he needs a lot of support to be that quarterback, and that's the issue. Great quarterbacks don't need as much support as he needs.
It's going to be interesting. Again, this is a guy who has started very few games.
We're so glad you're watching ESPN on YouTube.
For more sports, highlights, and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app.
And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+. We'll see you there.